Right, hello, I'm Debs. This is Debs Made This. Welcome. I am about 4 vlogs behind, so in my head, obviously there is nobody else holding me to a schedule, but I would really like to share some of these things with you. I have got a vlog about breaking sewing rules, both deliberately and unintentionally, and the outcomes. I have got a vlog about closet core knit stress. I have got my plans for December, which may well stretch into January, judging by the pile of things that I have that is waiting for my attention. And I've got today's, which is the making of the Eeyore Onesie. So we'll get started with that. So the pattern that I used is by Apostrophe Patterns, and it's called My Sleeper. Now, I haven't used any of their patterns before, but their premise is quite interesting. So you put in a plethora of measurements. So measurements from head to shoulder, measurements from shoulder to apex, measurements from apex to waist. So just like almost like you would do a sloper. So the thing about this is it then spits out the pattern tailored to those measurements, which is obviously fantastic, especially if you then have 4 other people in the house who have completely different measurements that you're then going to get a tailored pattern for. There are all sorts of little adults. So this goes every way from, it goes from baby sizes right up to adult sizes. So, I mean, you could have so much fun with this for Halloween or for dressing up, or even like Christmas onesies for the whole family, which would be lovely. But I got a special request to make an Eeyore onesie. Now, Eeyore, I'm sure everybody is familiar with, is a character from Christopher Robin Pooh books, and then films, and then animation, and then all the rest of it. And so is a massive Disney franchise now. So, but in the UK, we have a charity day called Children in Need, which raises money for kids who are less well off. And so the school, the sixth form at the school, the kids get dressed up, and they tend to do it in little gangs, and they do it in theme. So Maria's friendship group decided that they would dress up as Tigger, Piglet, I think, Winnie the Pooh, and Eeyore. And so I went home base, and they had these massive stacks of polyester fleece blankets, and I looked at them, and they were very cheap, but they were polyester fleece. And I'm just really aware of the impact that my sewing has, and that's nothing about what anybody else does, but I'm trying really hard to think about that. So I decided instead to order from the wonderful organic textile company based in Wales, some organic cotton fleece. Now, I've used this before. It has a little bit of mechanical stretch, but it has no elastane in it. And I think I made Stella joggers and a Astoria sweatshirt years and years ago, and the Stella joggers are still going strong. I have no idea where the Astoria went to, but like most of my stories, it was a little bit too short, and I'm sure if I used this material for the neckband won't have been very stretchy, so it may well have been consigned to being recycled. But at least I know that it would degrade. Do you know, that's the thing, isn't it? It's not polyester. It's not going to stay around forever and ever and ever. And they know where their fabrics have come from. I will hugely recommend them as a company. They're lovely, and they're fabulous customer service, and just a delight to chat to and to buy from. So without further ado, let me show you the Eeyore onesie. I will put in some footage. Now, she won't try it on for me for the camera, so I'll probably try it on for the camera, but just so you can see. And I did, so let you see my little drawing. So this is my sewing book, but you can see I was planning out how I was going to make it look like Eeyore. So this is a basic onesie pattern. I mean, it is enormous because she's taller than me, but that's the basic onesie pattern with the tummy. I decided to make that a different colour, and then what I did was to make this into a pocket so that she'd got somewhere to put her stuff, and that's where she keeps Eeyore's tail, which has a slightly scrunched now pink ribbon on the end. So as you know, in the story, Eeyore loses his tail, and I'm sure at sixth form school, Eeyore's tail would be pulled off. So what I've got is an enormous snap, which is probably from a coat closure or a bag closure or something, to keep that onto his bottom. You can see I made an error with this pattern actually, and it should have been cut on the fold at the back, but it means I've got a seam, and then I've like done a faux flat fell seam. And then for the hood, what I did was to add in this piece of faux fur. So that's the only plastic bit in the whole thing. The ears are lined with the wrong side of some bright pink fleece that was also from the Organic Cotton Company. And the way the pattern has you finish it is there's like a kind of this. I think it's actually supposed to go to the outside, but we just thought it looked a lot better this way round. I've used a kind of heavy duty zip, and inside, because it was a bit scratchy and she doesn't like that feeling, I've just put in a little kind of zip protector on the top. But because this fleece is so soft inside, it feels really lovely and warm. And so I'm quite pleased with it. I was, in the end, what happened was she was poorly and she couldn't go, and she was just heartbroken. So she was wandering around wearing it, going, "I feel so poorly, Mum." So I was, heartbroken, but also it was quite funny to see her being very Eeyore. So I'm hopeful that this will get some more wear. I'm sure she'll wear it just for being warm because it's so tasty. So just as I'm starting to do my twirl, I'm just going to show you who's in my normal twirling space. So I will have to move forward a little bit because we have a sleepy puppy dog. So here I am, I'm just indicating the dog on the floor. I have these enormous ears and some fur on the top for the mane. I have a tummy panel which I've made into pockets, cuffs at the wrist and cuffs at the ankle, and a tail attached by a crest stitch to my bottom. There's plenty of room in this because it's for my big girl who's significantly taller than I am. The colour blocking was to help it make it look like Eeyore, and we were going to put some on the arms as well, but we decided not to. I'm having a giggle because the puppy dog keeps trying to chew the tail of Eeyore, which now, with this pattern, you can choose if you don't want elasticated cuffing on. If you want it just to have a hemmed cuff, you can do that. You can also choose to have double zips at the front. You can choose to have poppers. You can choose to have a shoulder open. And there's like a myriad of things depending on what size a person and what access requirements there are for the person that you're making for. So, which I think is really good. Sorry if things have changed round. A bit of recording catastrophes as usual. So I wanted to show you. There's a chap called Gwyn at Organic Textile Company who is the nicest bloke. If you have any questions about the fabric, he is more than happy to help. He will advise you if there's a problem with something that you've ordered, which he's done with me on occasion, and then they've more than recompensed, sent me extra fabric. This time they put in 2 like free ends of something. So this lovely kind of lavender colour in the fleece. Now the fleece that you get from them is 150 wide. It's really wide. So although that's a metre. So he sent me a metre of the that lavender colour and a metre of like a pinky colour as well. And I've used the pink slightly to make the ears for Eeyore, but and can see that either the pink or the purple with the grey or together, I suppose, will make a really nice colour block sweatshirt. So that's a thought that I've had. This is my closet core knit dress. I will do a vlog about it. That's why it's there, is to try and prompt me to do it. I am wearing very old Jenny overalls, which were the first pair of Jenny overalls I ever made in this kind of fabulous floral denim, and a Rowan bodysuit in a merino, maybe. I think it's something nice, which came from Semi Sunshine eons ago, but is like one of my most worn winter items of clothing. I've got several of them in all different colours, and it kind of stops any drafts getting in, doesn't it? So I think that's all from me. I hope you have had a lovely week and you are managing to rest and replenish and enjoy the start of these festivities as they come. I haven't quite decided about Vlogmas yet. I'm going to take some footage if I go anywhere that's exciting, and I can share that with you. But we'll see. Okay, bye for now.